Lovely conformation, looks ready to run.
How does he handle starting gates?
He brakes well and relaxes nicely.
Hello folks, it's the Money Rider lads here. Hopefully you've been joining us on Patreon lately and being our many winners that we've had. Well done, boys. I have to take my hands back and say, well, it wasn't really me, but well done.
We'll get our
well
time
done.
soon, Glenn. We'll get our
Mark's
time
been
soon.
in fine battle as well. Obviously Mark's not with us, I'm afraid, but there we go. So just us ugly mugs tonight then, lads. This is a little video, folks, about the upcoming York meeting. We're going to focus on a couple, or four at least, the Juddmonte, the Yorkshire Oaks, the Nunthorpes, and the Ebor. So we'll go in sort of chronological order. There's a long word for me on a weekend. But we'll start with the Juddmonte. Now I'll give you a little run through on my notes, lads. I say I've had to write a few prompts down, but you know, looking at it, could it be a straight shootout between Ombudsman? I can never say that properly. And Constitution River, and maybe even Item if you throw him in there. You know, I thought it was quite tough to split the top two. I was possibly leaning towards Constitution River, the younger of the two. I tried to split them on sort of competition. I thought that was really tough. My main reasoning was Constitution River had won just maybe that little bit more convincingly over the distances of his races. Item was disappointing in the Derby, but bounced back very well in the York Stakes. So at 6 to 1s, I could be tempted of a little bet there. Just, you know, maybe we might get an upset. And then also my one other thought on it really was the, as you know, I'm a fan of the Aga Khan's colours. You've got Zaydan in it as well.
Zaydan.
I mean, Zaydan's like 20s or something. You know what I mean? So it's an outsider of the bunch, 100%. But again, just because of the nice price and because of the love of them colours and backing the colours of those horses, I just thought maybe I might have a little dabble just for a bit of fun on that. But do you really think you can sort of split the top of the market?
I personally don't think you can. I was in the same sort of boat as yours, but I went the other way. So you've gone for the younger fresh legs.
Yeah.
I've gone for the elder statesman, ombudsman, to be fair. I don't know. When it comes down to races like this, and you do kind of fear that there's going to be a two-horse, or you don't fear it's a two-horse race. Do you know what I mean? You know, we've been wrong in the past where you know you get two-horse races and neither of them make the frame. I think these two are exceptional. Jamie, I'm sure you can back us. You're the flat man of us here, and I'm sure you can contest that these two are the best in the race, and it should be between them two. Yeah. Again, I fear I'm going to go. Well, I don't fear, but I'll back the Godolphins as much as I don't like going for an even shout or close to evens, depending on the day where it will be. I'm sure they'll both, you know, yo-yo above each other, wouldn't they? Really, as the day goes on.
Yeah.
I think Constitution River was more convincing, but I like the battle hardness of Ombudsman, especially if they're both going to be that good. Has Constitution Hill? It's just what I do. Worry, go and jump. Do you know what I mean? It's there. Constitution River. Sorry. If it does come down to that battle, is the battle in the horse? Do you see what I mean? That's not yet been shown. Whereas Ombudsman knows how to get down, grit it out, and win a race. At larger prices, I don't really know until probably closer to the day yet, if I'm honest with you. Because, like you say, you've got the Aga Khan colours. I like that Al McQueen, or whatever it was, the Ed Walker one, the yellow silk, the Kieran Jimab one.
All right, yeah, give me up.
Again, at 20 to what was it, Al McCann? Sorry, I looked at it in the week now, but I've just got my notes on Ombudsman.
I'll bring it up. Hang on.
Yeah, thank you, mate. At a price was about 20s in the week, but again, you're just looking at collecting a bit of place money there, aren't you? Because I do fear it'll be between the two. But for me, I think the 5-year-old Ombudsman should
Al McCann or Al McQueen.
Oh, Al McQueen. No, that's it. Yeah.
ALMAQAN.
QAN. That's it. That was the one, mate. But again, form doesn't even come close to those two. So yeah, for me, Ombudsman and the Godolphins win the Juddmonte.
What are your thoughts then, Jamie?
It's not going to be a betting thing for me for the Juddmonte, but you know it's been a fantastic race in the past where Frankel's won it a few years ago, and it's been, you always have the very good horses to win this. And I mean, if it was going to be a match, if it was just two horses between Constitution River and Ombudsman, um, I would have gone with Ombudsman because of the win that he from last year that he grounded out and chased the so-called pacemaker from last year and caught
Mhm.
him roughly about a furlong and a half of the race. But John and Fate, I mean, he's the sire of Night of Thunder, and he would
Mm,
like the ground. And he's, if there was a slight bit of cut in the ground, I think it wouldn't harm him. I mean, he won it last year, and he beat Delicrox. Now, where is he?
Mm.
Where is
Yeah,
Delicrox
it's
now?
got missing, isn't it? Yeah.
He's gone missing. He's like, most probably he's gone to the breeding sheds. He beat him at 3.5 lengths. And and even looking back on his conditions, if there is going to be any type of rain, because I think there hopefully there will be rain next week, because we are crying out for rain.
Mm.
Even with
I
it
did say
won't
it
be
might
soft.
rain tomorrow.
Yeah, it won't be like soft conditions, but if he gets a bit of bit of ease, get the jar
Mm,
out of the ground, I think he'll be hard to beat. But Constitution River is the new kid on the block,
Mm.
and he's obviously we haven't seen the attitude of like trying to race against another horse, sort
mm,
of getting that nitty gritty. I think he could spring a surprise. He could throw a
Mm.
spanner in the works.
mm,
But I think I'll stick with if it's no betting prospect, but
Ombudsman. Yeah.
Ombudsman
mm.
for me though for that one. I think it's no. I mean, it's going to be a reasonable large field. I think.
Mm.
Looking at it, but yeah, I think the old guard for me.
Okay, well, fair enough. Let's sort of two plays one then in that one.
Mm.
Yeah, as I say, I think it is quite difficult to split them, to be honest. I think you can make a case for both, and like you say, even a squeak of an outside chance for Item, as you say,
Mm.
Yeah,
was very disappointing in the derby, but then bounced back very well. So, was that just a bad day at the office? We'll see, I suppose.
yeah,
Okay, all right. Well, we'll move on then till the Thursday, the 20th, which is the 3:35, which is the Yorkshire Oaks, the old 1 mile 3 furlongs. And how many
and the
yards?
very important.
Important yards? 188
Oh,
yards.
Mm. Mm.
As
yes.
Jamie would like to tell us. Um, Again, another, like I say, they're all, well, I think they're all quite tough to pick from. I personally will take the favourite on with Diamond Necklace
Yeah.
for O'Brien. I mean, what can I say really? Like, unbeaten so far, won 4 Grade 1s, or Group 1, sorry.
Yeah.
Won the NASA Stakes recently at Goodwood. Um, First race over here, other than obviously running in Ireland. Obviously travelled fine.
Mm.
Um, has won, has won very well in all her races. So, I mean, it's very hard not to say, well, she couldn't go out there, couldn't go out there and do it.
It's almost like what we were
Yeah.
talking about before we started filming, isn't it? There's
Mm.
ones by the name, which would
Yeah.
suggest there's best horses. So there is no reason for. I mean, what's the price? 10-1.
Yeah, tens, yeah.
It's very difficult to oppose an unbeaten
Mm.
horse at 10-1.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
quite
Yeah.
big. That's quite
Mm.
big. 10-1 for Diamond Necklace.
Do you see what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. So no, fair play.
I mean, there was one other one I picked out, and that was Moody.
Yeah. You've been reading
Um,
my notes.
oh, well, just to spoil your thunder a little bit more, then I broke down here about Moody that I think it's going to be somewhat of a step up in level for Moody.
Yeah.
But as like you said before, Sean, it's very hard to oppose a horse that hasn't done really anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's got some good form. It's won over 1 mile, 1 mile to 1 mile 6, so the trip shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, again, one of the ones that I don't, it depends how adventurous you are when you look at it. Do you look at it and think, nah, hasn't got a chance?
Mm.
But then do you think well, it hasn't done a lot wrong. It's won. It doesn't know it's running in a Group 1.
No.
So
Just stepped up and run its races.
Another chance at a big price. It jumped out. And I'll be honest, it jumped out at me because I looked at the form.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, hang on a minute. It says an horse it's clearly in fine fettle, but as you say, it's it is a difference in class. So, is it good enough to beat some of the other horses that are running in this race? I suppose time will tell. What about you then, Jay? What jumps out at you in this one then?
Well, like I said, like you said, Moody. I mean, really, I looked at Moody. It moved from different yards from Andre Farb to Peter Toomey, and Peter Toomey is starting to get some really good horses in his yard. The last time out in France, won in Clairefontaine, but then continued winning. Debuting at court, winning a listed race on soft to heavy, and she's got reasonable conditions on or form on, like I say, soft to heavy and good to firm. You was right about the she won at the Curragh with a 74-day break, where she won at Gorham Park, winning a 1 mile 6, a fillies and mares listed race. But however, like I say about the Curragh, she wins a Group 3 in a 1 mile 2. So she's very versatile.
Yeah, that's what sort of caught my eye, the fact the versatility over the distances.
And obviously, like, it's a top class race. I know you got Diamond Necklace. I think Diamond Necklace will be the one to beat. I think will be. I haven't seen all of the actual field who's going to be running, but obviously, like with Diamond Necklace, and that just come out, and I thought, okay, Aidan O'Brien, that's a quite big price for 10-1 for Aidan O'Brien. He's normally a little bit shorter.
I mean, it is, isn't it, really?
But I think the distance for Moody, I think the distance is not a problem with her.
It shouldn't be really looking on past form.
And the track is not. It's a flat track. It's not it's a reasonable. I mean, I've been there before. It's not it's not a tough track to win or anything like that. You do get you do tend to get some strained results where favourites don't normally win that much at York. But I think she's got an each way. She's got an each way chance. I mean, like at 20-1, I think, or even bigger. She's got a bit bound to be. If they're like enhancing price, say 4 places, you've got a good chance for that for like 20-1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was going to say, I did look at the. I did look at. I've got it up again. I've looked at. I bought it. At the moment, are still a bit ahead of ourselves, I know. But York's sort of going report is good to firm, good in places at the minute. That was last updated about quarter to 10 this morning. So you can't really see that changing a hell of a lot because of the way the conditions have been.
Yeah, I think so.
As you say, Joe, you might get a bit of rain, you might soften a bit, but you never know, do you? You know what I mean? Like I say, they have apparently forecasted a bit of rain down here, apparently, for the weekend. But is it likely to be torrential? Probably not. But
probably not. No, not at the moment. Not the way the weather's playing at the moment.
I mean, I'm literally looking out my window here, and I can just see brown grass everywhere.
Yeah.
It's
not
crazy.
Burning.
Yeah. No, it's not burning, thankfully.
It's not burning grass.
Yeah.
What's for you, Saul?
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest with you. I've listened to what you both said, and I've gone completely the opposite because I understand. I completely get where you two are coming from. The progressive types, what you've seen. I'm going for probably what I feel is the most frustrating flat horse this season in Mini Hawk.
Oh yes, Mini Hawk.
Right? Because the only reason I feel swayed by this horse is because there is clearly a good horse there. Started the year well over in Ireland, Curragh won it in May, whenever it was. And it was almost, there was this buzz about the horse. She is a Group 1 horse. She is.
Yeah, in May.
It was May, was it? Yeah. So I just, very frustrating. It's one of the only horses that I've invested in this year is with regards to seeing where she can go. And it's just, it's not happened as how I'd hoped or how they saw it would go. But I just feel in a race like this, I think Calpana is a very good horse. Obviously, last race was very impressive, without a doubt. But I just feel with Mini Hawk that there is that one good run still left, and there isn't much left of the season. I don't know if they've got plans moving into the latter part of the year, but I just genuinely feel that possibly York is the one for her now that they've got in mind. Again, I've more gone off the basis what I feel that possibly they strategically placed her in, because it is a winnable race for her if she turns up. But
I
again,
just seeing if there's anything I could see.
yeah, you do run a risk on a horse like
ran
that.
well behind
Omnisman, yeah.
Elglin.
Yeah,
But then was a bit disappointing. Then after that, in the
massively
old Queen
disappointing.
Elizabeth,
Yeah, massively
I'm just
disappointing.
sort of seeing if they had any notes on the write
Yeah,
up or whether.
but
No, it
this
doesn't
is
really
this is what
say.
I'm
It just
saying.
says weakened.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's a horse that if she wants to turn up, she could probably win this by a few lengths. Because you are talking about horses that were running in Group 3, Group 2s,
Yeah, exactly.
where
I mean, you
she's
look at the list of
maintained
horses
Group 1
lost to, some decent
status.
horses, yeah.
Yeah, she's maintained Group 1 status with some good types, but just hasn't turned up.
No, no.
Again, it's more of a risky move because this is a horse that's going to probably be about 4-1, if not shorter, because of the Aidan O'Brien factor.
Yeah.
Whereas yours, there is value in your picks and reasoning. I just feel that she is a Group 1 horse. She is probably better than most. That's if she wants to turn up.
She's been running in group races.
That's what I mean. She's always there. But again, I just feel there is one more good race in. It does tend to work that they do find something near the latter end of the season. I do think York.
Well, they wouldn't be persisting if they didn't think there was a chance. So.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So I'm going off of the basis that I do think Mini Hawk is a good Group 1 horse against some Group 2s and Group 3. So there is a chance. So yeah, Mini
Racing
Hawk.
Post have got her at 3s at the minute.
Yeah, so it's not exactly a value bet for a horse.
Yeah, I mean,
if she doesn't want to turn up, won't turn up.
That's just like a general odds, I mean, on their racing page, on the card.
Yeah, but no, Mini Hawk for me.
Okay, all right. Well, that's that covered. Doesn't take so long when there's only 3 of you, does it?
One race a day. Right. Wait till the Cheltenham previews come out again. We're here all fucking night.
That is true. Right, okay, then we'll move on to the Friday then, the 3:30, the Nunthorpes. This is your old 5 furlong sprint. I think this one's another big open one, really.
I won't charge.
I'll sort of take the take the favourite on. Is it Bacchio, or is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, Bacchio.
He's obviously current favourite. Of course, you've got the old Aga Khan colours again. Rayevka.
Yeah, I think they've already got their decks all up and running for Friday anyway.
Right. Okay.
But like I say, like we all say, we just don't know who they've been declared. But they have.
Yeah.
It got posted up on the Racing Post apparently that they've got the run. They've got the runners all declared roughly. Who's going to definitely be running?
Yeah, they've got her at about 11-2 at the minute. My reason being is I did pick her out in the King Charles at Ascot, and ran very well. You know what I mean? I don't think she was any any shame. She only lost by a head to Mission.
It wasn't disgrace.
Mission Central. You know what I mean? So, I sort of expect another good run. Really, one before that over Longchamp. Before that. I say I do favour the Silks, so I'll have another stab probably there, to be honest.
Cool.
Yeah. Fair play.
Yeah.
I think I was going to mention that one, but I think Jamie might want to mention it. So.
Oh. Well, it might be the one that I'm going to mention then. So I might as well go.
Well,
it may ruin Jamie's one. So
I don't know.
Well, at least that makes me feel better that we all probably might have gone with this one. I've only got one in this one personally. It is with our pals at Midland Park Racing. It is Pashada. Again, when it comes to these 5 furlong sprints, and we spoke about this before, didn't we? That I was saying that it baffles me when you have a 5 furlong sprint, you have a favourite that can't win a short distance straight line. There's no reason. Anyway, I won't get into that. But when I look at 5 furlong races, the main thing I like to look for is consistency in their form, at least. Not necessarily winning every time, but always knocking on the door. And Pashada looks like the type of horse to me that can run in, short fields. So we're talking a horse that has won an 8-field race, but has also finished in the placings in a 27-field race. So, for me, a 5 furlong sprint, when it's clear, she can still get her head down and win, and she can. There's no
Yeah.
reason. But when there's bunched finishes, when there's a large group of horses, cavalry charging down the field, she still
Mm.
knows how to, or the horse. Sorry, I say she. I'm not too sure if it's a she or a he, but I apologise on that one. Jamie can correct me in a minute.
She's a
It is a
she.
It
she.
is a she. I assumed it was. Apologies. But she does seem to be able to just knuckle down. Do you see what I mean? And
Yeah.
especially with a 12-1 price, she's a proven winner over 5 furlongs. But she's an also proven battler over big fields,
Yeah.
where it does tend
I
to
mean, one of my
bunch
little
up,
notes,
doesn't it?
noted down that, as you say, the sort of general consistency she seems to run with,
Yes.
and I will add more than some of them looking at the form.
That is
Mm.
exactly that the road I was going down, and that sort of
Mm.
sense that it doesn't have to be ones by their name every time for me to it catch my eye. If I look
No,
at a
no,
horse
quite.
in the last
Yeah.
5 races have been 3-2, 1-1, 4-1, I think,
Yeah.
well, hold up, you have a chance in every race that this horse runs.
Yeah. Yeah. When you look at others, for argument's sake, Asfora's got 00794, and yet
Exactly,
half the odds of the Midland Park runner.
And
You know
exactly
she
what
has
I
that.
mean?
won the
So,
Nunthorpe before.
Yeah.
mm.
So
At
yeah,
Dora.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean they tend to put them in when they've won it anyway. But exactly that, Lynn. It's
Mm.
when you start digging into why there's the form there. It's not just
Mm.
small fields. It's not just big fields. She's a horse that can handle
Mm.
any sort of reasoning that she needs to either win a race or go and be about places.
Mm.
So I think
Yeah.
12-1's. What is it? How many in this race at the moment? Probably 20 at the moment.
Yeah, probably
It
something like that. I don't know if it
it will
tells
be
you on
cut
there, does it?
down so she can handle it. She can be there or thereabouts for me. Prasada at 12-1.
Yeah, if that's like a live tally, a total, then it says 20, but
Yeah.
it's
So
20
again, we
and
know we'll lose a couple of
22.
these as the day goes on, the 48-hour
Yeah. Mm.
declarations and whatever. So
Mm.
yeah, I think she's got a great chance again. Fingers crossed for
Cool. All
Midland
right.
Park.
Well, go on then, Jamie. Has he completely stole your thunder then?
Well, the only thing is though, she's the only 2-year-old in the race.
Yeah, I see that.
Mm.
And
Oh, yeah,
also
I see that. Yeah.
she gets the weight allowance. So
Mm.
with a 2-year-old, she receives a massive weight for
Stone a bit.
age allowance for carrying. So she's 8 stone. So for carrying 8 stone 2 or between 8 stone 3, she gets a £24 from 3-year-olds and £26 off the older horses.
Mm.
Oh.
But then also she gets a plus £3 sex allowance for the fit. As she's a filly, she gets a £3
Mm.
allowance. But
Mm.
she I mean, I know I'm biased because I'm going to go each way on Persuader. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she's a daughter of Persian Force. She has taken on she's going to be taking on the older horses. So she gets the weight allowance, like I said. She likes fast ground. She didn't really hold on, didn't do well on the all weather because I think it didn't really suited her
Mm.
with her running style.
Mm-hmm.
She got beaten by a Cole Burke horse that went on to win a Group One. She went, like I say, went to Ascot, and she went to the Queen Mary and finished fourth place in a massive field.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went to the Morecambe. Oh no, sorry. She went to the Goodwood for the first time in I think it was a conditions or maiden race, and she broke the track record for a 2-year-old. And then she went to Morecambe. So I've been reading a few things, and if she does well, she'll go to another race in Newmarket, and then they'll go to the Abbaye in
Mm-hmm.
France,
In France.
where the Queen where the Platinum Queen won when she won, because the Platinum Queen finished second with Midland Park Racing. That was about 4 years ago, I think. She finished second,
Mm.
but then she got a massive weight allowance in the Abbey. But Persuada has got a win and you're in. That race that she won in the Morecambe, she's got
Mm.
like a free entry to go to the Breeders' Cup.
Okay.
Oh,
So there's
okay.
an
So
incentive there, isn't there, as well? So
yeah, there
there's a
is.
lot
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But with this Bacchio, apparently this is a different type of horse. This is a monster. This is like
Mm.
a different breed. This is Wesley Ward. Because Wesley Ward tried to ask Frankie Dettori to get out of retirement to ride him because one of his riders is going to be a problem to get to to ride him in York
Right,
because
yeah.
he's got a ride in America.
No.
So
Oh,
he won the Palace of Hollywood, that Bacchio, and that was just a freak of a race. The handicap would put him as a hundred mark, which was absolutely ridiculous, and won by three and a quarter lengths or nearly four
oh yeah, I
lengths.
see that. Yeah, that race was
Um,
100. Yeah.
yeah, so
Mm.
he's going to be the main danger. The other danger, and I think he's got his mojo back together now. He's the American Affair by Jim
Mm.
Goldie, one at
Mm.
Goodwood. He, like I say, got his act together, winning the King George in the Group 2 stakes.
Mm.
But then before that, he was finishing down the field, the past four races. But he has won at York, so he's got course and distance form, and that was a Class 2 race. And I think the track will suit him because it's not a downhill. It's a fast paced track.
Mm.
But with Bacchio, we all know that was it Lady Aurelia, got beaten by oh god, one of the other one of the other horses from Elite Racing, and that was Marsha. That was it. And Marsha got beat Lady Aurelia by a pixel, and obviously Frankie Dettori did always done the famous put his hands up in the air. But
Mm.
I would say Persuader for an each way 12 to 1. It like Richard Hannon said, it's a big price. It's a bit of an
Mm.
insult, really, for 12 to 1. But
Yeah, yeah.
I
I say looking at as Sean mentioned, looking at the form and that, you know what I mean. And as you say, she's running some decent races, really put some good efforts in. You think maybe deserves to be a bit further up the field there?
Mm.
yeah, yeah, she's quite far. I mean, Sean Levy can't do the weight, so you got Sylvester de Souza taking the ride.
Oh, okay.
So
Nothing
because
wrong
he
with that.
so
Mm.
yeah, they've replaced a good jockey with another good jockey, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
definitely. Yeah.
so we'll see how he does on with
He
Persuada.
certainly knows which way around to go around the track, doesn't
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
100%.
he? Okay, so you got anything else in there, Jay, or was that really your focus?
that is about it. That is
That's his
about it.
shallot. That's his small onion.
Okay,
That was
all right. Well,
that
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 then
was
just
five
leaves us.
minutes of the video.
Yeah, that just leaves us the Ebor then on the Saturday, the 22nd. First on my note, big handicap that Jamie loves.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Recently been plumbed by the Jumps boys. We've had some decent prize winners over the years. Apart from 2024, which was Magical Zoe for Henry de Bromhead, last year's winner, Ethical Diamond for William Mullins, you've actually got to go all the way back to 2007 to find a favourite winner.
Mm.
Can you tell me who that is, Jamie?
What year?
2007.
Oh my god. That's
Just a
got to be
little quiz to see if you know, because you are very knowledgeable. What if I said to
I
you the
would.
jockey was Jamie Spencer?
Oh, that would. I was going to say Observe, or is it Observe or
No,
Bunting?
no, I'll put you out your misery. It's Purple Moon for Luca
Purple Moon.
Kamani. So
Luca
that's
I
how
was
far
going
we're
to
Kamani.
going
say
back.
that as well.
Yeah.
It was,
um. So obviously, that being said, I'm going to go for the joint favourite. um. Yeah. No. Like jokes aside, I quite like Kislar for Joseph O'Brien.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was, like I say, all jokes aside, you know what I mean? It's won a 1 mile 6 over at Killarney. Was a winner over further at Ascot in June. Willie's got a few in this race, Sean, as you've
yep.
probably seen.
Hmm.
I've noted down his pick on the current odds in the same silks, which is the
Love
old
me tender.
pinky star on the white background sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 14s, he's probably Love Me Tender on
Hmm.
odds. The interesting one about that is a handicap debut for that horse, and the first run for Mullins, since transferring last November. So it's interesting to see where Mullins goes with this, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
bookies are saying it's his favourite choice, but you've also got, I think you had, if I remember rightly, Bunting, the old
Absurd.
war horse Bunting,
Yeah. Bunting.
in
There's
it as well.
64. There's 64 entries, and you know there's going to be a Willie Mullins bingo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absurd
Definitely.
is
Yeah.
in there. Absurd is also
Yeah,
running in the
absurd
same
Yeah.
again.
silk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, same
Exactly. Yeah.
silk.
Same silks. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see where the Mullins jockeys go because you know looking at the odds, they're putting his best horse at 14s, which is Love Me Tender, but that's
Mhm.
slightly unusual. In fact, it's a handicap debut in the first run for Mullins, so
I
Yeah.
mean,
you
it's
think maybe he
obviously,
hasn't had his chance to get his hands in yet, but
I mean,
we'll
it's
Mm.
see.
obviously it's depending on the stalls as well because 18 of the last 23 winners jumped from a double figure draw from stall 10 or higher. So
Mm,
you got to have a look. You have to think of that, and also with
yeah.
the other, with another stat, 4 and 5-year-olds dominate the race, which horses
Mm,
aged 7 or older rarely win.
mm,
Mm.
So
mm. I
I had a
actually got
little.
a couple more lads actually that sort of jumped out to me a little bit. But I think there's quite a few. Jamie, you've probably got a few yourself. I
Well,
think
you just mentioned
it
one.
might be pronounced Dakari Bay for
Yeah,
Alan
Yeah,
King.
for Alan King.
Alan
Yeah.
King.
He's won his last two. So again, like you say, Sean, always difficult to oppose a horse that hasn't really done a lot wrong.
Yeah,
I also sort of glanced at Opportunity for William Haggis.
yeah.
Yeah,
Opportunity won 2 out of 4, and then the other two was second and third. So you know what I mean. As an owner, you'd be happy as a sandboy if you also done that. You know what I mean.
Hmm.
yeah.
And then I'll give you one more. Um, this is a big old price. This one, 50 to 1. Truth be told, I won't lie to you. I didn't actually recognise the trainer, to be honest. Um, so yes, I do. It's Grassick, Michael Grassick.
Oh, okay.
Um, but yeah, again, like going, I know we've harped on about it a bit on this video, but again, winning 2 out of 3 in Ireland, you know, if somebody said, "Oh, I'm putting my money on a horse that's won its last 2 out of his last 3," you'd say, "Oh, what's the name of that
Fair
horse,
enough.
mate?" Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Um,
And it's
again,
not,
is it good enough to win this? Well, time will tell. You know what I mean? Whether they
and
got a
it's
come
not
on their
easy
hands or
winning at
not.
Ireland either. It's not
No, it's
Pardon?
easy
not.
winning at Ireland.
No, of
No.
course not. No, but of course, like you say, you try and look at the level they run at, and then, like you say, you try and gauge where you think
Of course.
where the ceiling is. They say, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
know. It started with a 9 and a 4, but it ended with a 1 and 1 and a 2. Do you know what I mean?
Just
So
progressed. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's just a couple for me. What about you then, Sean? Go on, you can give us
Yeah,
yours.
I've got two in this, and no surprise, both jump trainers. So, and again,
Mm,
no surprise. One of them is Willie Mullins. Of course, it is, because it wouldn't be a race without a Willie Mullins horse, without Sean collecting. Anyway,
mm,
Mr. Hollywood was the one that stood out
ah,
to me of
someone
the
look,
Mullins.
mm,
he got transferred over to Willie Mullins.
He did, and just looking now as well, because I looked this morning, or no, yesterday. Obviously, we were talking about this yesterday. It was 20 to 1. It's now 16s, but it's come in from 33s. So,
mm,
like you said, there's been some movement. There's been a move over.
mm,
So I'll be frank, I don't know much about it, but when you see a shift like that and a sudden move in the way that
mm.
it's gone about this close to me, it stood out to me. So, Mr.
Yeah, I
Hollywood at
mean, it
16s
does
is
look
my
like.
first.
When did he go to Willie Mullins?
I don't think it
Oh,
was that. Was it that recent?
about May time by the looks of it,
Yeah, I
but
think
So
there's
yeah,
been quite.
But it does.
yeah,
But it has had 3 runs under Willie, and has improved. Like say third, and first.
one at
Um,
2 miles 6 maiden, yeah, like maiden hurdle.
yeah,
But so there's stamina in it. But again, if you're not jumping and then that spring kicks in and
yeah,
there's nothing in the tank, it's a completely different kettle of fish, isn't it? So,
yeah.
but Mr. Hollywood is the one again. When you see a shift like that, it does always perk my interest.
Mm.
I'll be honest with you. And the other one is at 33 to 1. Our mate Nicky Henderson, Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, I did spot him on the list as I was scrolling
Yeah,
through.
I'll be honest
Mm,
with you. Goblet of Fire
mm.
again, when wants to, can win quite well over
Could
the
put an
flats.
effort in, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
do you know, it's again, it's a tricky race, this, isn't it? Because, like you said, how many was it? How many so far in this list?
There's 64 entries in this at the moment.
So I
Yeah,
mean, talk about lottery. It's like picking the Grand National in December, isn't it? But
in
there's
it
so
is
many in there, isn't it?
unexpected, isn't it?
Really.
Yeah.
But it makes it interesting. I won't lie. Look,
Mm.
we're talking about a horse that's won over 1 mile 6 on Good to Firm. At Newmarket, I don't know how different the courses will be. Jamie, I'm sure, can tell me I'm completely wrong and they're completely polar opposites, so that's no factor. But a very consistent type. Yeah, for me, I think the jump boys, come over and spoil the party.
Yeah, I would say he's one that gives you a run for your money, sort of thing. You know.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah,
consistency
absolutely.
is what you look for.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're the two
Yeah,
for
I
me.
must say
Mr.
they've done it,
Hollywood.
like say, you know, you pointed out they've done it the last two.
Yeah.
Before that it was a slightly different story, but yeah, in recent times they've had it on their toes, haven't they? So
Yeah, Mr. Hollywood for Mullins and Goblet of
yeah.
Fire for Nicky Henderson for me.
Okay, mate. Go on then, Jay. Who do you like in it then?
Well, the one that you just mentioned, Kisler, I did like that.
Mm.
That sort of came up because of he won last time at the Royal Ascot.
Mm.
I think Andy Post's ran about 10-1. I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
reasonable there. And the other one I looked at, because I will be throwing some darts at this one, even if it will be a TikTok selection or Patreon selections on our thingies. But Paddy the Squire, trained by Ian Jardine, finished second in the Old Newton Cup at Newmarket, where it was transferred over to from Haydock.
Mm.
He got beat by Sporting Silvermane by half a length. But then he has run in the 1 mile 6 at Royal Ascot Royal Ascot this year, finished third place in the Copper Horse Stakes. And the trainer has won the Ebor before. And I can't remember the winner because I know you can look it up because I know the second place it was Fly Me to the Stars, and it was give me Nadine or something.
I shall
Um,
find out for you. Carry on.
Yeah, because I remember that because I was a race maker at the time, and I got the first and the second
Hmm.
when I'd done a bet. So I wasn't allowed to do a bet, but I did do a bet on the tote on round the parade ring
Sorry,
at
did you
one
name the
time.
winner? Did you say then?
Yes,
Who was
now
the winner that day?
it's begin with N.
N.
Yeah,
Oh
because
yes, Nikita.
Nikita, that's it, as in Elton John, Nikita.
Yeah, I should
Uh,
imagine. Oh yeah, it's the only
yeah.
Nikita I know.
Um,
That's got to be
yeah,
a lyric
so
anyway, isn't it? That's got to be a
yeah.
lyric, surely. The only Nikita
Oh,
I
no,
know.
I'm not going to
Mm,
sing it.
mm.
Yeah. So Ian Jardine has won this before, so I reckon
Mm,
Paddy the Squire hopefully could get a little bit close. Who knows?
Hmm.
But it's all
mm.
depending on who's going to be entered because there's 64 entries, and also where they're going to be in
Yeah.
the stalls. So,
Yeah,
but
It's a
yeah,
tricky race to get ahead of, isn't it? Because, like you say, there are so many factors still to be decided. Those
yeah.
that
oh
run,
god,
where
yeah.
they run, it is a tricky one to kind of
I
even.
mean, you look right down to the tribal stars at the bottom. You're talking 125 to 1. That tells you just how many runs there are.
That's it.
Really.
Do you know what I mean? It's so
Yeah.
tricky, isn't it? Yeah, it
Mm,
is 100%.
And they've all, you know, you look at the names of the trains, they're all repeated several times. So, you know, they're all throwing a few darts at the board, as you say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There'll be a few numbers on the Scrabble board as well on their
Oh
names of the
yeah, went there for
horses.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a few darts at this one is a phrase that doesn't surprise me when I hear Mr. Brownlow talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Trackside or on a video that I have to add.
Yeah, we've seen it in real life. People
Yeah,
forget
yeah.
that.
He comes back from the bookies and goes like that.
Deck
Like a
of
pack of
cards.
Pick a card.
But why not? When the prices are like that, why not?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
100%.
absolutely, why not?
But yeah,
Right, well, that sums us up then. If nobody's got any more runners in that to sort of chuck in,
not yet anyway.
yeah,
We
no,
will,
as
but
I say, I mean, obviously, like I say, as always, Jay, you know, we're not there yet. Things change.
Yes.
People change their mind, conditions change. You know what I mean? So we're, as always, we have to try and record that ahead, or it's not worth doing it. If you know what I mean, unless you're going to do a live.
yeah.
So yeah, that wraps it up then, folks. We might as well draw a line under it there then, really. We'll get back to enjoying the rest of the weekend. Yeah, as you've probably seen, we have sort of migrated a bit over to Patreon. Obviously, we still are on TikTok. We're still on Facebook, YouTube. Well, technically we're on Facebook. We don't really sort of update that, do much with that. But yeah, we're still there. The lads have been in some absolute fine form with the runners. Today wasn't the best of days, I understand it. We have a couple of misses, but we got a few
Yeah,
places, didn't we?
yeah, I mean, mathematically, points wise, it wasn't a good day, but for the month, we are still way ahead of where you'd want to
Yeah,
be for this
yeah,
point in the month.
exactly. Yeah,
With a
so,
York, with the York Festival coming up,
yeah,
I'm more than comfortable where we're at. So yeah,
fair dues, fair dues. Yeah, so like if you feel the need, jump on there with us and join us. It's only like £4, you know what I mean? It's less than a bloody meal deal these days. So,
Mm.
And also, there's behind the scenes, behind
Yeah,
from
we
the
are going to be
technical
uploading
stuff,
milk. Yeah,
like I say,
which
it's not just selections up there. We try to put things as and when we can, as and when we go to these places and do stuff. Jamie very kindly gets some stuff up from behind the scenes in Midland Park. Anything I film, when I go on stable visits, I generally try to get them up. Permissions allowing sort of thing and all that. So yeah, if you're a fan as much as we are of racing, then please come on board and support these three ugly mugs and just have a bit of fun with us, and let's hopefully, we can beat the rookies,
100%. That's what we aim to do.
Absolutely, yeah. All in the name of fun, lads?
Of course.
yes, also on
So,
TikTok Live as well, always.
yeah.
This,
We're not leaving TikTok.
or wherever he is.
We're still on there.
Yeah,
We're just trying to do something a little bit different. Offer something else to people that have really stuck with us and followed us and been there from the beginning. And those are the people we really want to try and reward. Really,
Yeah, 100%.
If we get, if we're kind enough from like Ed again to get tickets for Cheltenham, we've been giving away Cheltenham tickets every year for the last 3 years now. Is it 4 years, something like that?
Oh yeah. Last couple of years.
So yeah, if we get them tickets, we recently booked up our accommodation for Cheltenham. So we're all penciled in for Cheltenham again. Like I say, if you want to get involved a little bit more, we'd really appreciate it. It isn't a lot of money. Jump onto Patreon and join us there, and get a few other selections that we not keep to ourselves, but we just won't be giving out on TikTok. And hopefully you can get the benefit of it.
100%.
Right. Well, that'll do us in.
No worries.
Okay.
Pleasure as always.
Have a good evening, lads. See you again soon.
See you in a
Been
bit.
emotional. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Lovely conformation, looks ready to run.
How does he handle starting gates?
He brakes well and relaxes nicely.